What do you use our products and services for? Describe how you were achieving this before you found ACBN. What did you like about the method you were using before and how could it be improved? What is the main benefit you get from our product? Do you see yourself using our services in the future? Why or why not? What services do you need in the next 6 to 12 months? And then it is what industry is your business in? And is the area of business that you're in
where it should be?
Yeah. I had my issues with that as well.
Okay.
Is there an area of business that you are particularly in need of help with? And have you applied for grants or funding in the past? Why or why not?
How many questions is that altogether? Please don't tell me it's more than 15. 12
No.
should be good.
It is 14. There are a couple. There is a couple. Like the whys or why nots. Those are.
Hey, this is cool.
I don't count those as separate questions because it's why or why not to that one. But there's 14 in total.
Okay, yay! Alright, I only have 35 minutes of recording time, not gonna matter. Just need a little bit.
Cool.
Okay, so that's where I remember we were. So in my completed files, I have that we have the buyer personas, which is good. Deeper dive, Marcus did a really good job with who all of your different buyer personas are and where to find them. So what I'm seeing on my, like this is my Trello board, right? So every week, it's like month 4, week 1, month 4, week 2, etc., etc. So when I spoke to Marcus, what I saw outstanding, he was like, oh, they've just been done or they've been done in different orders or whatever. So I'm just gonna read over what I think is outstanding.
Okay.
And then I wanna solidify and finalize a plan before we leave here as to our marketing campaign and who we're going after. And then I'll take a look at the social media stuff after. Cause I noticed you started doing little quotes, right? Like you got your logo at the top, your little quote. So I like it. I'm like, oh, he's doing some campaign stuff. But I want to see more quotes from ACBN. I don't want so many quotes from Martin Luther King, right? Because we want to promote you. But we're gonna.
True.
But that's what we're doing. That's what we're here to do today is to just hash out the rest of the campaign. So yeah, I'm gonna read Marcus what I think is outstanding, and then we can just hash it out, okay? So I have month 3, week 3. We gotta have high-level marketing strategies for all of the buyer personas, and I believe there are 4.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to have high-level marketing strategies for that, and then for month 4, once we know which buyer persona we're going after first, we have to do the campaign determination. So what's our message? What's the campaign? What are we trying to achieve? And then determine the channels. Are we going to be, once we have our campaign, are we putting it on LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or whatever? Then I have, we have to review your existing pipelining strategies, but I don't know what that is. That's not usually important. Like that's not what I'm concerned with now. I can look at that later. Marcus can take a look at it. But I just want to get the campaigns done today. Oh, and then we have to determine your company goals. And once we know the goals, then we have the campaign determination. We create the campaigns. Okay, so I know what all of this is. So Marcus, I guess my main question, or maybe I can ask you, Ryan. So no, actually I'll ask Marcus first. Who are the main 4 buyer personas?
There are 5 in total. Beginner Ben, Do It All Dave, Delegation Delilah, Side Hustle Sarah, and Part-Time Patrick. The main ones are, especially now in COVID time, would be Side Hustle Sarah and Beginner Ben.
Yeah, is that because they still have full-time jobs and they have money to invest?
Yeah. Like Sarah's probably in the best position right now because she has a full-time job and she doesn't need, like she doesn't need her business. This actually, talking to Ryan, was what gave me the idea for it. Like, because he mentioned his wife, that your wife has a business and she doesn't need it to support you, but it's something that's important to her and she needs help with it. It's not where it needs to be. Like someone like Patrick right now is, I don't want to swear, but Patrick right now is fucked because he's a gig economy worker. His jobs are coming from multiple places. So this is someone who's been really affected. He's probably someone who works in a not someone who works in a restaurant, but you're working in a lot of different things. And right now, everything's kind of been hit. So to dive into something when you're unsure of how your side jobs are going to be, let alone you're not even sure how your business, how you're going to take a step further in your business, or how to get it standing on its own 2 feet, really, now is not a good time for that. Sarah would want to do it. Ben, someone who's beginning, is probably seeing everything that's happening right now, seeing how the economy just kind of had to shift, seeing how people have had to adjust things and move things onto Zoom. It's like
So
there are a lot of
phases,
there's a lot of possibilities, and people right now are sharing information as to how to help everyone. So it's like, I can do this as opposed to getting into a job that I don't really want to and getting stuck in that.
Okay, so so what's your money maker? Like what do you want to sell? What's going to bring money to the ACBN for you? Because once we know what your main money maker is, because I know you have your monthly memberships, right? I don't know what else you offer that brings in money. So I want to know what services and products you offer that bring in the money. And then we can figure out which of those buyer personas is most likely to go for that. Because basically we're going after the lowest hanging fruit right now. Yeah, so what services, like, our membership's gonna do it for you? Your funding one might be a nice one, especially if you offer a payment plan. I mean, I know for me, I wanna get funding from Maptum. And when I was on some of your webinars, it just seemed like so much work, even though you had all the Excel sheets and stuff like that. And then I think it's what, $1,500?
For somebody to do it for you, yeah.
Right, so that was like a little bit daunting. So I was like, oh, maybe I could break it up into half. But if you can have, I don't know how you structure it, but if you can have payment plans, then people might be able to ingest it a little bit more easier if that's a big money maker for you. So now that I've done far too much talking, why don't you tell me what products and services you offer that can bring in some money for you?
Well, it's interesting as Marcus was talking about part-time patcher, because right now, remember I was talking to you about us being able to almost white label Maptum and have like a little marketing agency piece.
Yes, yeah, I know, I'm supposed to follow up you of the whole business.
So that was like one revenue model that we wanted to go down. So finding those part-timers that could execute marketing for us. So if a person comes into our network that needs help with marketing,
yeah,
then we'd be able to use these gigsters to execute campaigns. So if you guys help us make strategies for people,
right,
and then the person that will execute the strategy is somebody in the community to help them increase their revenue.
Okay, so what are we looking like in terms of money? So one of the things on here is we have to sort of determine your campaign, your like overall goals. So how much, like what's the minimum that you want to bring in a month, and how much would these products cost, or we can hash it out now?
Yeah, well, okay, so that was one. And then the other one is the microloan funding. So us being able to disperse loans to entrepreneurs that need funding.
Can you do that? Are you in a position to do that right now?
Yes, that's what we're launching in November.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great campaign, because people are looking for money now, especially with the money that Trudeau is giving us. People don't know, they can come to you for that advice, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we launched it actually, because they were on a call and said it's not going to be for 6 months.
Yeah.
So we said we could do something faster. So.
Oh, well, that's really good.
Yeah.
I've already started to put my proposal together for that, so that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the regular membership. So entrepreneurs that need coaching, they become members, and then be able to get the consultations. And then the grant writing is separate from ACBN, so that wouldn't actually be one of ACBN's revenue models. So I would say the microloan and the coaching are the two.
So you can give loans. How much are your loans?
Between 500 to 5,000.
Are you telling them how or what to do with the money? Like, because we talked about this, so you're like, okay, we'll give you this money, but this amount, 10 to 20% should go towards marketing, this amount.
That's what I want to do. And it's really because now we can develop this, like we control onboarding. So if you're coming to us for money, we can say, okay, you can get $2,500.
Right.
But like exactly like you said, this is what you need to do with it.
Right.
And so when we inject it,
that's fair. That's like a loan. It has terms and conditions, right? You gotta use it because.
And then we can like track it.
They can do foolishness with it. You know what I mean? They have no structure, and this will really set you up in a good position for in the next 6 months when Trudeau comes to this thing, because you're like, oh, we already have.
We've been doing this.
Yeah, because that's what I plan to do. I'm like, yo, like I already got a program. There's a school. You can subsidize it. Like,
exactly.
It's all good. Okay, so how much would you be charging for this? Like.
Well, we charge 5% of the loan amount. So whatever loan they get, let's say it's $1,000, then we would get a $50 fee up front,
Okay,
So the more that we can do that, the better.
5% you said. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's work on some numbers. Like, what kind of income do you want to bring in? That way I'll know. And like, I just want a modest monthly income because I know you like $8,000 a month. I know, but I mean, what's like a
Well,
modest?
that plus the membership. So I feel like the microloans isn't a big money maker,
Okay,
but I think it will draw in people to become members.
okay. So how much is membership?
So either 150 or 500.
What do I get for 150? What do I get for 500?
So 150, you would get the initial consultation. We help you create a blueprint, and then every 6 months we check in.
Are you writing this? That one's a good one. I can write
Yeah,
it
no,
down.
microloans are not about money, but drawing people, and that's
Yeah,
that's
150.
really good to know.
Yeah.
I can, that's affordable. 150 is affordable.
And then the 500, every month we do a check-in. So the first meeting, we kind of make the blueprint,
Right.
and then every month we check in with you to make sure you're on track.
Okay, so that's just a one-time payment of 150 or a one-time payment of 500.
Yes.
And what's the difference in the level of service between 150 and 500?
So 150 is like once every 6 months, touch it,
Okay.
and then 500 is every month.
Okay, so this is good because then you can set up a plan and like you're saying, every month we can check off a list. You've done this, you've done this, you've done this. Okay, I'm so happy. I can totally work with you on that if you need any support or assistance because I love that stuff.
Excellent.
Okay, so microloans, right? No. We said we want to start pushing memberships, right?
Well, that is I'd say you would make more money.
Yeah, well, that's what I want for you. We want
Yeah.
money, right?
Because
Every month we
microloans,
Okay,
I
that's
mean,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna promoting, so our campaign is really promoting ACBN membership.
Right.
Okay, and that's gonna be good, so that I can work with Marcus on all that kind of stuff, because I know you and I work with you, and I know there's a membership, but even I wouldn't know, like, I'm not a part of the BPBA or the chamber or this, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting for my money. And I never really think about it, it's like, oh, there's a membership, and then I move on with my life, right? But if we constantly talk about the benefits of membership, so I think we can probably start to create a whole campaign around the different benefits of membership. So I'm gonna ask you, why am I benefiting? Like, let's list out the reasons, because I'm gonna create campaigns around this. So what are the benefits I'm gonna get for being a part of your program?
Yeah, good question. So it's like,
So you get monthly support and check-in.
because typically a lot of times entrepreneurs don't get to work like on their business with strategy.
Absolutely not, yeah.
So it's that being able to sit down with somebody one-on-one to figure out, okay, where are you at right now?
Okay.
And where do you want to go?
Okay,
And so between here and there, what type of blueprint is needed to get there? And usually we reverse engineer. So you have your income goal, but then you kind of unfold it to daily activities. So once you know what you have to do every day, then it's up to you to go do that.
perfect.
And then when we do our next check-in, it's like, okay, were you doing that or were you not? Are you further ahead or are you not?
Yeah, and then why not? Okay, so how do I pay? Do I have to pay the 150 or the 500 up front?
Right, and it'll be through our website.
Oh, so we have to
have
pay it
the
up front?
Yes.
There's no, like, 2 payment options? Do we
No,
wanna-
and we were thinking, because the 500, if we gave a monthly option of like $50 a month,
Doesn't really do much for you.
but it actually locks them in, because I mean, it's more about them getting the assistance.
Okay,
So the 50 a month would actually work out to 600, but if you pay up front, you save $100. If you pay monthly.
perfect. Okay, so there's that. I like that. So can you, I don't know how you're gonna phrase that, but it's basically like pay up front $500 or pay monthly, but it's $600, that's kind of thing.
And then I was even thinking, do we just have that option? Like, do we need the 150 option? Where it's kind of like
For sure,
Yeah?
absolutely. Because
Okay.
if you notice on most of the websites that you go to, they'll have 3 options, and they always put the middle one as the, you know what I mean? You see those on websites, right?
Yeah,
The pricing one.
like with insurance, the middle one is the one you want to go
That's what we
to.
always do too. We're like, oh, you can get this at this price, you can get this with hybrid, you know, so it's, we're basically leading them
You
where
end
we
up
want them to go.
paying.
Okay, good. So we know that there's a possibility of 500 a month. So let's say we got 6 clients a month. That would be good for you, right? That's 3 grand?
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that should be our minimum goal. So I can work from there because if there's like a 10% conversion rate, then I can sort of work backwards into how many leads we get.
Our goal is how many a month?
$3,000 a month, 6 new clients, 6 new $500, whatever. So we also have to think about, it's a COVID time, and whether we're talking about startup Sarah or whoever, beginner Ben or whatever, that they have that $500. So I'm thinking like the entrepreneur who's still living at home, like Pollyanna Reed, if you guys know her. Pollyanna Reed is making money and she's still at home.
Right,
She's
right.
got bank to spend on shit, right? Like, I've reduced my expenses so much over the last 2 years just because I've been like couch surfing that like all my money goes right back into Matham and it is
Right.
beautiful. So we know we wanna get at least 6 new clients a month and we're gonna be talking about the benefits of membership for the ACBN. So I will work on benefits as well as follow up with you, Ryan, on what those benefits are so we can start creating campaigns around those things. And so now I need to know things like, are we keeping the logo, the black and white, which that's totally fine. We gotta figure out which of those buyer personas are most likely to buy these memberships. I need to know what their ages, I need to know what they look like. Are you only going after, is it just the black community right now, or, cause I know at one point you said you wanted to expand.
No,
I gotta
so for
figure out-
ACBN, it's the black community.
Okay, cool, so yeah, we'll start with that. So what age group are we looking at? What group are we trying to target? Or at least give me the top 1 and then the top 2 and then the top 3, because I know, okay, we're targeting Startup Sarah or whoever, and she's between, 20 and whatever, because I need to get the right images, I have to have the right message, I have to write the right music.
Okay.
So, what's that? I
we
told y'all I was kicking ass, I'm like, we're not leaving here till this shit's done today.
See, you know what my
This
biggest
pay's been on hold, asking
No,
me,
my
hasn't been paid
biggest-
for 2
my
pay
biggest
cycles. I'm
issue
like, I
right
need to
now-
see the paperwork.
my biggest issue right now is just been, it's like when meetings
This will
get
be
pushed
fun.
back, it's like, oh, like I don't have to put all these in the same, because right now I'm just going through all the documents.
Mm.
That's all. So for Ben is between 25 and 38.
Okay.
I don't know if he's number 1, but he's definitely someone who'd be looking.
Okay.
Sarah.
And I'll have to read these profiles, because I need to know if beginner man is at home, like I need to know what his job is. I know that's all in the documentation.
Sarah is between 36 and 49.
Ooh, that's a really good age. 'Cause people are actually at their highest income potential in their 40s, and sometimes they have buyout packages and stuff like that, so she's a good one. She's the one you recommended at first anyway, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, I like her.
She's let me get
And there are a lot of women businesses. Do you
Oh,
find that you
yeah,
have
yeah, a
more
lot.
females or males?
Yeah, it's like 60
Females?
40.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yes! I love this! I can't
where
wait to work on your campaign.
is
See your
Delilah?
stuff on social media.
Delilah is between 38 and 54, and Delilah is the one who's delegating. Like she's got to the point where she is trying to expand. She's trying to do more things. Either
She's a good one too, I think. She
She's-
might not need the same level of support, so we have to figure out a different level of membership for her. Because she's already at a certain part of her business, she's already making money, she's got a little bit more disposable money that she can invest in her business to expand, right? So that's a whole different marketing message for her. She's gonna be like, I don't need this service, I'm already
she
here.
needs maintenance. Like I just kind of thought of this now. There are some people who need a personal trainer. She doesn't need a personal trainer. What she needs is reminders to work out. Like she just needs to keep on that same track and figure out how she can make her workouts shorter, but she's not trying to
We can do an
build that
executive level
muscle.
membership. We can do an executive level membership because I mean, for me, and part of it's also prestige and elitism too, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the platinum package because I'm
Mhm.
already doing well in Mapdom, but
Mhm.
Right.
if I can go and see Ryan or, I'll pay the $500. I'll be like, ooh, I'm important. So I like her. So do we have our 3? Because I don't want to focus more than 3 at a time. We have Delilah, beginner, delegation Delilah, beginner Ben, and startup Sarah.
Side hustle Sarah.
Yeah,
Side
so we would
hustle,
keep part-time Patrick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now, we
yeah.
can do that campaign after.
Absolutely. He's not. He will definitely need some of this stuff. Like a lot of the things that I was seeing for both Patrick and Ben, like in terms of what they'd be looking for, they're looking for like PDFs, webinars, best top listicles kind of thing.
Right,
So
right.
there's still stuff that they can get that will be valuable. It's like, oh yeah, but that's not the fish you want to go at. Like you want to keep that fish interested, but we're not.
Right, and that's what eventually, like a lead management or a lead nurturing campaign or something will do that. Okay, so we have our 3 people, we know what they look like. So Marcus, let's quickly just high level brainstorm on a campaign determination. So what channels are we on for these guys? Like, is it Instagram, is it Facebook, is it LinkedIn, is it YouTube? Just so I know if I'm doing video
For
campaigns, there's different language.
specifically for Side Hustle Sarah, because one of the things that I found out.
What's her age again?
Sarah is 36 to 47.
So she's probably on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, less so on LinkedIn.